Hello, everyone. Our final talk today will be with a great photographer from St. Petersburg, Irina Sokolova, who will be showing her photographs and giving her comments about them. So I'm really excited about this talk. So please welcome Irina. So Irina, thank you very much for connecting and being ready to show us your amazing work. Thank you. Could you please introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us a little bit about yourself first. Thank you.
Hello, it's a little bit difficult for me to speak without watching people, but I will try to do my best. So thank you, Dmitry, for inviting. I don't know why you've chosen me to make a presentation, but I will try to do the best way. So my name is Irina. I live in St. Petersburg, Russia, and I've been in photography about 10 years already. And I'm not young photographer, so I'm not so young, but as photographer, I'm not so old. So when I started, there were some problems because my teachers, or people whom I addressed about any advice, they can't understand why I started because I'm not a student, I'm not a pupil, I'm not a young woman, so it wasn't easy for me to explain that this is my not hobby, but this is myself. I want to take pictures, I love to take pictures, and I can't live without taking pictures. And so I started with my son camera. We bought camera for my son, and this is very, very simple Nikon. And we bought it for my son because he wanted to start photography, but he didn't. And then I started it myself. And all my first pictures were family pictures, of course. And after that, I decided to find people who can be my enthusiasm about photography. And the first person whom I addressed was our Russian very famous photographer. I'm sure Russian people know him. It is Sergei Maximushin. And I attended some classes with him. And he was really a bit astonished because he expected students to come to start photography. But still, I had some workshops with him and some trips with the photography with him, and it was very useful. And there comes the period when I have to decide whether I want to take social photography to make projects, or I need something else, something more sophisticated, more difficult, I think. As far as I have a lot of practice from the first day I took the camera, I do pictures almost every day when I in the street or somewhere in the cafe, at home, everywhere. I do take pictures because I think the best way to do good practice is to do it very often. So as far as I travel much, I always took camera with me, and I have to take decision on what photography I will continue. So I think it's better to start with the pictures, because it will be easier for me to understand, to explain what I was looking for and what it's appeared finally. So I have some pictures in my collection or my archives, which are very, very important to me. And this is the picture taken in Florence in Italy. And this is the first picture which I accepted as the picture which has no sense, social sense. It has no any particular meaning. It's just the matter of lines and light. And when I saw this picture on my computer after the travel, so I understood that this is the way I want to continue. So I need only lines, forms, light, and some figures, and this is the most important thing which will be interesting for me. So another picture which is very important for me, I took by chance in Portugal. Everybody who is taking pictures in the street know that it's the matter of chance. So you can go down the street and see nothing at all. Then you turn your head and see something, so you're astonished. So the best way to understand whether it's a picture, it will be picture or not, is to understand, are you astonished or not? If not, you even I can't take in picture. If I'm really tell to myself, wow, this is something very interesting, yeah, then I take picture. But I always should be very, very fast, because everything is changing in a few moments. So there's another picture, another light, and etc. And this picture is very important for me, because when I discovered that for me, Georgi Pinchas's art and his gold and his pictures, of course, I wanted to attend his workshop, and I wrote my application to Magnum to winter workshop in Paris, and I was accepted with 14 other people, and going to Paris. And he told me this is a very good picture. It was for me like a present, like a present. So I understood that I can do something very interesting, and if such a photographer like Pinchas can tell this is a good picture, so I think this is really good. And after that, when I have more chances to speak with him, to show my pictures, and even to travel with him, I understood that the most important teacher and most important tutor, the person to tell you the truth, because if one tell you this is bad, this is not interesting, this is dull, so you should accept from the person who you believe. And this was the case whom I believe, and this picture was really important because it's like an occasion where somebody very important to me acknowledges that I can do something. Oh, sorry. And this picture is old one, which I took about 10 years ago. It is the center of St. Petersburg, and everybody who was been in the center know Mikhailovsky Park, and there are very famous place. And of course, I've seen it many hundred times, and this is very close to my home. But this is the only one hour in summer when one can see these shadows. So if one wants to take a picture like this, it should be one day in summer. It should be sunny, and it should be somebody inside the yard, which is always there, nobody everywhere in this yard. And it was really lucky for me to find this combination of people, shadows, and the yard. So, and I like it because it is from my native town, and everybody from Russia and St. Petersburg. Now it's very difficult to take pictures in St. Petersburg because climate is awful. We have very few days in a year with any sun, and the only thing which can excuse that we have very nice seasons. So if we can do pictures in sunny days in summer, we also can do rather interesting pictures in autumn, in winter, and in spring, which is the best period in St. Petersburg if anyone wants to come to make good pics. It's, I think, the best way to do it in winter and then spring.
Yep, very beautiful picture. So I have a question about it. So you mentioned that there is only one very narrow window of time when you get this light here for this picture. So did you plan it? Did you know that, okay, I should probably come back here when it's a sunny day at this particular time, or was it a spontaneous picture and you just happened to be there and when you took it?
I never plan, never. Even if I travel, I always choose some routes with museums, exhibitions, festivals like that, but never plan a place because I think it's very difficult. But even in native town, but of course I know, because as far as I've been a photographer for quite a number of years, I know that if I go to one side of Nevsky, it's always very dark. And if I go to another side of Nevsky, it's always very sunny the whole day. One thing that we have very few sunny days, it's a real. So I love light, I love sun, shadows, etc. And there are not many possibilities for me to find these places because nature is nature. But before COVID diseases, I have plenty of travel. So I visited many countries in Europe and China and India. Better possibility to find this sunny.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in Paris, so we while workshop in Magnum, also we took some pictures and. I was told that they are very nice, so I'd like to show them because this was very important for me. I started, and for Magnum is for Russian photographers, Magnum is sacred, and if people from Magnum say, "Oh, this is good, this is quite okay," it is really very important for the photographer, for emerging photographer. So
you need this encouragement, this push when you're starting, right? Yeah, to get more confidence.
Yeah. And which picture I took at the Patrice Market in Paris, our workshop, just to remind that it's very important to attend workshops with great masters. So I think it's very important to be very accurate about taking the workshops. Should be very sure that it will bring you to some use, some knowledge of composing the picture, finding the right angle, and new sense. This is very important. And I didn't attend many workshops, but we have been. They're very useful for me. This is another picture from Paris. So this is the place, very famous in Paris. It's near Opera. It's a cafe in the Opera, so itself, and it's important also to be there in the right time, and because it's not full of people always, and there are no reflections always. There should be good weather, and this is the first time when I used long focus lenses. Yeah. So frankly speaking, so I started from digital. I never use other cameras because I'm very lazy about this. I didn't think. So I didn't want to make any job with the pictures after that. So I use Photoshop only to make or to make it square or like that. So I don't want to sit with the table, the computer to continue. So, and I'm trying to do the picture at the moment I've seen it. Oh, this is my India travel. So if one wants to study light, culture, and color, I think India is the best place for studying. because so like for the artists, palette is very important, and emerging artists are looking for the new colors and new compositions. So India is the best place because this is a place where is everything. You can find absolutely everything there. It's very easy to communicate with people, and I was really happy because it was also about maybe 7 years ago when I traveled. It was I didn't attend, but I was there at the same time with a Sergei Maximilian workshop, and we with my friend we visited Mumbai and Puri, which is a sacred city for all Buddhists. And we are traveling by ourselves. This is very important because we're absolutely free. We took the car and we visited many places, and we understood for ourselves. So I can speak only for me that I understood that I should take something very visual. So not social, because India is, of course, it's a place where there are so many social problems, but it's a very powerful place. And at that time, I was looking for something visual. So how light is going from one side to another? What point I should take to view to take the picture from above or underneath like that? And so it was very important tip for me. And this is the man just sharing garlic. So he's preparing for sale.
And sorry, you mentioned that you went there with someone else. So I had a question. When you take photos, are you usually alone, or you sometimes go with some other photographers, or you prefer to do it by yourself?
Normally, I prefer to do it myself, but if I'm traveling with my friend or fellow, so of course I do travel with them, and it doesn't matter if somebody close or not. It's very difficult to travel with relatives because they do not understand crazy. So they all tell me you're absolutely crazy. So you're spending time on standing in one place and waiting for something or for looking for the light. It's like that. If there is a fellow who's a photographer or your friend, it's quite easy. So, and I will tell later on when I travel with Democrats of Ukraine, it was so useful to be like when he's Mia, because he's like a magic man, so he can pay your attention. Even you can imagine it can be a picture. Yeah, it is very useful. But normally when I'm in St. Petersburg and if I travel alone, so I don't like to take pictures in company because it's not productive. So I prefer to go alone, and so I easily communicate with people. And so normally I have maybe only few chances when people don't want me to take pictures, because if so I do explain for them what I'm doing, and everywhere. So I have no problems anyway, and even in Europe and in USA and India, there are no problems at all. The only problem, they're very fond of taking pictures. And this is this picture which was taken on the beach of the ocean in Puri, in a fisherman village. And it was difficult because these people, they're very poor, and it always in a very poor country, they're asking for money. And this was the only problem. But they continue to do their thing, and as far as everything was very beautiful. It was sun going to low in the ocean, and so it was pleasure.
Thank you. We actually have a question from the audience as well. So the question is, in your view, what is the most important in street photography? Composition or story or something else, and why?
Composition or what?
Composition or story or something else?
I will show you my story. There are a few episodes when I tried to make stories, and I found that it's very easy, really. If you can take pictures, if you can compose something interesting in one picture, you can do many pictures, and of course you can compose a story. This is, of course, this is another way of seeing, because every photographer who can take beautiful pictures, one cannot compose the story. And there are many photographers who are taking quite ordinary and even not very interesting pictures, but they understood they can compose a very extraordinary, interesting exhibition or book or story. I think this is another way of visual practice. Yeah. I think this is important because, but for me, I found that to make a story, it's not very difficult. If subject is interesting, if there is a light and people are interesting, not beautiful, but there is something in them which is very attractive. It's not so difficult to make a story. And it's only a matter of your freedom. If you can travel somewhere, I will show you the story. When we decided to, with my friend, we decided to take pictures in Russia, and we went to by car to some Russian cities. But it was very nice and very useful experience. But it appeared that it's a bit difficult. It takes a lot of energy to make a story in Russia. So you should prepare very thoroughly. You should make a very proper route and to find appropriate people who can help you in some difficulties and etc. But of course, it's very useful. So normally I'm very fond not only of photography, of course not on my pictures, but I'm very fond of photography on the whole. I read a lot of books. I normally see every day a lot of pictures. I'm fond of African photography, which is now extraordinary. It's very beautiful, like form with their black bodies, their fashions like that. So I'm really very astonished by contemporary African photography. So I like Chinese photography, which is very attractive, and there are a lot of new decisions. And so I like photography on the whole, not only to take pictures. So it's very useful to look at the photos every. And so there was a big exhibition in Hermitage Manifesta, and I saw photos by Tillmans for the first time, and they were exhibited in the new halls of the Hermitage in the main staff building, which is a contemporary inside. So and normally, if I see this picture in the book, they tells me nothing. But he's composing exhibitions. So this is his way of visual decision, and this is extraordinary, really. And the books are something very special. So maybe sometime I will have time to compose a book. So this is also India. So you just only to show you that I was very much astonished by colors. So this is cricket in Mumbai. So in St. Petersburg there are seasons. So maybe some people who is living in the middle in Mediterranean, they can't understand that we have four different cities we have in St. Petersburg. So in winter this is one city, in autumn absolutely another city, summer it's like Europe, and autumn is very romantic. So this is a winter. So normally this is not, I'm not saying this is street photography, but it is, there is some sense in the picture, and it's very like, it's very about St. Petersburg as it is, very rainy, grainy, and dull. And this is, so we have Helsinki, quite close to St. Petersburg. It's a very, we are frequent travelers to Helsinki. It's another world, it's Europe, and they have real winter, more dry. And I like to travel to Finland in winter because it's a dry place, a lot of snow, real frost, and I like to take winter pictures. This is Moscow. No, so this is the picture of the kind that I took very rarely because there is something photographic, just to show somebody that there is some snow left in spring, but it's funny. This is winter in St. Petersburg, so we have fogs and white trees like that. This is central St. Petersburg in winter. So I like very much to take pictures from above, and now it's very easy. We have drones or like this, yeah. But there were no drones when this picture was taken, and it seems to me that it's quite fun. Yeah, it's the New Holland Island. So I have some tips which I like very much in photography. It is light and reflections. Of course, some people they do not like, and they are arguing about cliché in photography because there are so many things that everybody repeats all the time. They are looking for some shadows, and there are many street photos that we can't understand who is the author because they are very similar. But I have nothing against cliché because this is the practice. Just if you want to understand how it works, how you can do it, it's just studying. It's like your studio in the street. So if you want to understand how to do it, you should do it. So I don't think that cliché is a bad thing. So sometimes it's very nice. So this is the funny picture. So because I never know when I can find the picture, and this is the case when I want to buy some bread, and it's quite close to my home. And at this moment, sun appeared. It is spring. And not rainy, but this radio, they were selling umbrellas near the metro station, and I saw it. So such a beautiful umbrella. I will take it to my collection.
So you always have your camera ready with you, even if you go for a short walk to buy something, for example.
3 cameras. I have one compact Olympus, which is very small and very easy to take, and big Olympus and huge Nikon, which is very important if I want to go to some event, because when I asking the organizers of the event if I have possibility to take pictures, they are looking to my portfolio, to my camera, and they understand that I'm a very serious person, and I sometimes got permission very easily. This is our zoo in a very sunny day in winter, and in spring when the snow is melting. And so I have a lot of pictures from this day because it was like a snowy kingdom in the zoo this day.
Very beautiful. We also have some more questions coming from different people. So should the street photography be totally candid? or can it be post or pre-planned? Or the pre-planned photographs in the streets can be given some other name or genre of photography in your view?
Frankly speaking, I don't believe in genres at all. So I think the photographer is photographer, not should, but I think should take any pictures anywhere, because this is just forms. This is just life. So, for example, you can see this composition on your window, on your table in the kitchen. If there will be some backlight. It doesn't. So for me, but this is a. I know that there are very very addicted street photographers, and they still believe that there is a pure genre, but there are no pure genres. As far as I understood, I've seen so many contemporary pictures. Even in, so I am very fond of fashion photography because it's like practice, it's like laboratory. So even in fashion now, they make a lot of outdoor photography, somewhere in the street, in the fields, in the museums, everywhere. So it's a matter of practice. So normally when in 1920, when there were very strict regulations with COVID in St. Petersburg, I was walking only to buy some food, and but I can't stop taking pictures, and I took my mobile, and I always, so I have a flat, and in the morning I have the sun in the kitchen. In the evening we have sun in other rooms. So if days are sunny, so I can take pictures at the window in the morning and continue taking pictures in the afternoon in my other rooms. And it's so amazing, really. So I found so many small places. We have some shadows and plants and flowers and some unexpected. Those very very simple things, they become magical when sun appears. So that's why I can't. For me, I don't see any pure genres. If photographers see the light and the form and can make interesting composition, there are no genres. One can take it everywhere, on the window, on the street. Even it was some so I opened the windows. I was sitting at the window and I was taking pictures at my street. So it was rather interesting. So many carriers bringing food to the people.
Thank you.
This is of course this is cliche, but so this is stripes and shadows. I know this is somehow nobody maybe will be amazed with these pictures like that, but for me it is lovely, and I have nothing against taking pictures like that. So it's a matter of practice. So this is I think that maybe there are many pictures like that, but there are not so many events while COVID in St. Petersburg, and the only big events are with some holidays, military holidays, and this is a preparation for the victory parade on the Palace Square, and this is a picture, one of many pictures I took from the car. So we have rather hard traffic in St. Petersburg, and when you're driving in the center, you can stop at the red light for about 15-20 minutes. And if you have camera, you can. So I took pictures from a very peculiar angle of view. Because even if I was near this person at the bus stop or somewhere from the other side, I shan't see him, But from my car, I saw the people crossing this bus stop and the sun. So I think so. I like to take pictures from the car because this is a very interesting animal. So very often it's interesting. Yeah. This is a picture. This is a picture of basketball. So normally this is the basketball place in the New Holland Island, which is the department of the Russian Museum in St. Petersburg. And when I first saw this place, I was amazed by the color, because they are different forms, the different. So this is not a normal basketball place, but the place itself it's colored in different way. And I go to this. I don't know how it is in English. This special construction for the basketball circle. So I go there and I can take these pictures from above. So I think angle is very important if you want to take something which other people can't see in the ordinary life. Oops. Oh, sorry. Oh, this just walking in the park this summer. Oh, another picture, which is maybe so it can't be understood from the first glance, and it is taken at the food market. Normally, of course, there are places which are very interesting for me. So I like markets, I like train stations, I like cafes. Now, so this year I don't attend any cafes because I was really afraid of getting disease. But before they have a lot of pictures taken in the cafes because there are. I will show you if we will have. I don't know what time it is. If we have time. So because there are big windows, a lot of light and some geometry in the tables and chairs, and I like this. This is Moscow. Just to see these squares and the same color. This is St. Petersburg. So Italy, Italy is the place where sun is. When I travel in summer and spring, always sunny. So I picked this photo because for me it's not very important to be very perfect with the lines and forms. When picture is very perfect, it's not very live, I think. And when there is something not very no contrast or something like that, it's more about life. It's more about wind and about people, about pets. It's Rome. All these are important pictures. So I like reflections. It's also cliche, but sometimes it's like natural double exposure, and it adds value to the picture. So in another sense, Italy. This is Venice. Venice. So this is train station. Also, I took this picture to show because I like train stations. And when the year before, when I attended the Arles Festival of Photography, I lived in Marseille, and Marseille is very beautiful city and very photogenic. And I traveled to many other small French cities and via the train stations and. It's so I like to take pictures at train stations because the people, they are very busy with themselves, they pay no attention to photographers. There are some architecture constructions, and the sun is always unusual. So you can see the beam, which is strange and gives another sense. So this is Marseille, just a metro with these stripes. So no any other any other sense. So this is Marseille. This is Lille, also near the train station. There are big contemporary sculptures, and we came very early in the morning, and there were so long shadows. So I can't stand and take the picture. This picture I choose to show because it has no any particular sense. So it's only color. So it's Bordeaux. It's a corner of a big building. I took it from the window, and there is something. Some walls are reflected. So I don't remember what it was exactly. But in the morning when we were passing by, I saw through the window there are squares and light and small squares, and I was amazed. This is London Christmas market. So the only sunny day Christmas in London that year. This is China. So I like our trip to China. It was about 2 weeks, and now we into big cities. I have never been in Beijing, but we've been in Chengdu and Chongqing. They're huge and astonishing. So I think I will try to once again to go there because of so this is the right place to find your picture. China. Okay. So and we have time, yeah. So I have another pictures. Which I call inside because because for street photography, it is not for photography. It's not always being on the street. You can see the street from inside. There can be reflections or some, and it is somewhere in Spain. I don't remember this now. This is St. Petersburg. It is very St. Petersburgian picture because in the old houses we have doors like that. They're very old doors with glasses inside, and when there is light, there are some beautiful effects, and there is possibility to take a picture like that. This is a bus stop, but I was in the cafe and just on my head, and as far as the camera was with me, I took the sun coming from the left, and if I'm very, there are some problems with the internet. So if I'm not, if I'm very tired and I don't want to go somewhere by car, I live near Nevsky Prospect, which is very nice, very beautiful in the sunny day, and walk there. This is a cafe somewhere in Spain, and I like the picture is imperfect. It's not clear. Yeah. This is our big road in St. Petersburg, and I like so normally I know that now photography, of course, it's not the very pure medium. Now it's like an instrument which is used by artists of all kinds, and photography is manipulated everywhere by everybody, and now it's absolutely normal. And sometimes I found the manipulation which is not natural, but it exists in the city itself. And there is a big glass building in this place near the Finnish Gulf, and it was with a lot of advertising, and in corner of light it looks like that. After this picture was published in Instagram with the tag metro station, the administration covered with all this, so it doesn't exist anymore because this is like rubbish, like trash. So this is the market, and this is the case when light allow you to make something like a share. A share is it's like a mem, so there are staircases and some extraordinary, so not clear composition. So it's like a share. It seems to me, and I'm true to this picture. Yeah. This is the picture taken when the cafes were closed. You only could take a meal and go away. But if you see this, this is the window of the cafe with the benches empty and just like the lines. This is only cafe, also cafe. This is Italy. This is Paris, so also the cafe and the streets, yeah. So Moscow, Nevsky, Marseille. This is, I like this picture, not because it's good or not good, but it is the Museum of Cézanne in Aix-en-Provence. And this is so interesting place, so beautiful. When you were waiting for 2 hours for entrance. So we were sitting in the garden. You should register preliminary if you want to get, because there are only a few people can get in the museum. It is a small house, and this. I like this woman. We're just standing in the key to enter the museum. And it's, for me, it's like remembers then because it was like a meeting the symbol of all visual culture, which now is in progress. This is Finland. Just funny picture because of the girl in the marketplace. So this is what I call double exposure, because it's just reflection in St. Mark's Square in Venice, but because of this advertising, it's like something. So it added some liveness in some. This is Venice. This is Finland. It's the marketplace where the glasses, bottles. This is the bus in Paris. This is the Bateau in Paris. This is St. Petersburg inside the flower shop. This is another picture with no meaning at all, just meant near cafe. Train station without any sense, just life and yeah. And so about the
sorry, you're breaking a little bit. Can you repeat please the last your last thoughts? The sound disappeared for a moment.
Repeat what?
Just the last thing you said.
I wanted to show you this kind of story.
Yeah.
Oh, the last picture. This one. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Here we go.
This is a train station, and another picture with no any practical meaning or no social meaning. It's just a matter of lines and color.
Thank you. Beautiful.
And I can show you kind of story, so which I took in India. So I've seen a lot of stories like this, which okay. So this is Puri. Puri is a sacred place in India. A lot of very, very poor people coming there to the Buddhist sacred temple, and they live in a very big boarding houses. So anybody can enter this boarding house and live there just for very symbolic price. And while walking in Puri, I entered this boarding house and started to take pictures because people were very friendly and beautiful, and interiors are very, very interesting for me. So I just want to show some pics from this story. So this boarding house on a big square in Puri. This is the woman which is preparing food for people living in the boarding house. This is, there are just some people. Just children. So this is one can consider this number of pics like a story about this boarding house. It's, of course, this is a social story, but for me, it's just a matter of life. Like that. So now that we have time, yeah.
Yeah.
So I fortunately the week before I've made my site, and I put there a lot of pictures. I can show this. This is not a story, but I've been in Yaroslavl in Russia with my friend, and we decided to buy this how it is in English, volunteer curl boots, yeah. And we go to the factory of these boots, and there was a very nice day, and I was very much impressed by this factory. So I've made several pics because I like the place, I like these women making these boots, and of course, if I'll continue, of course, it can be a documentary story, but still. So, like that. Do we still have some time?
Yeah, we have a little bit of time. Yes, if you want to show something else, then that would be great.
My recent pictures, if you want.
Yes, sure, please. And while you're opening them, we had another question. What advice would you give to aspiring street photographers or photographers in general who are a bit more mature?
Sorry, what? Can you repeat, please?
Sure. So the question was, what advice would you give to aspiring street photographers who start doing photography a little bit later in their life?
Don't be shy. This is the first one, because now, I think in the modern world, the age doesn't matter at all, because we have a more contemporary social practice. So another advice, you should have a camera which you like. So, and one should understand what camera does, because if you don't understand because you are taking pictures not by eyes, camera is taking pictures, and this is only just a mechanism. So you should understand what you can afford. So there are now, of course, now there are so many new digital cameras without mirror. So I didn't change yet my mirror camera, but there are Canon, which is excellent. New Canon digital mirrorless, which is very beautiful pictures with very mild color and lines. Nikon is also very nice, digital, mirrorless, but the matrix of Nikon is the same as Sony, and Sony is very special. It has a very special matrix. It's more contrast lines than Canon. So now I'm choosing what I prefer, and I think maybe I will take Canon, which is more delicate. And of course, lenses should be zoomed, because modern zooms, they are so good. And I think no one need many lenses with a long short focus. So zoom now is excellent. So one can take pictures at night, anytime. It's very nice. So for me, good camera which you know how to use, and zoom. This is important for any photographer, and sometimes it's important to have a compact camera, because people can be very shy when they saw big camera with big lenses, and but with a compact camera, you can take many pictures very easy. And for example, when I was at workshop of Noor agency, I don't remember the name of the famous Spanish photographer. He went to Brazil to the prison to make a social story, and he had a very small compact Sony with him in the jeans pocket. And she did a wonderful story about the prison with a small compact camera. Yeah, I think, normally everybody are now taking pictures by mobile, but in practice, as far as I think, compact is faster and better than mobile phone, because you have to, so everybody can understand now. When you're using mobile, everybody sees that they're taking pictures. And compact, you can just, it's very small, and you can put it on the table in the cafe or everywhere, and nobody will notice that you took a lot of pictures. So I just I should stroll about this year pictures, just to have a look. Oh, from the car, this is the bus window. This is a marketplace in St. Petersburg. Market. Like Nevsky. Oh, this is the table in the cafe. So which I like, and the picture is strange, but it's spring. So, and I like finally I like this composition. It's Peterkovka. It's a big museum, and with a lot of fountains. In spring, they are cleaning the fountains. This is Pushkin, Ekaterinensky park from above. Yeah, also there. This is a parade. Yeah, this is also strange. This is a reflection of a bus in the window of a shop Nevsky Prospect. It is also from the car. I was standing at the red light, and I saw this Mercedes near the bus. So just reflection. Everybody waiting. There is supper in a small garden in St. Petersburg. This is from the car. This is Nevsky, the bookshop. This is this. I think I don't know Nevsky or from the cafe. So this is from the cafe. Skating rink. This is fountains and the Petergov. So they are funny. There are some fountains when people walk. So this metro station. Neva. This is Finnish Golf. So this was funny. So not funny place, of course. Because it's cemetery, but I was walking in Moskovsky Prospect, and so this is very old cemetery, and I just want to have a walk, not to take any pictures, but when I see these hats on the monuments, they seem to me so not funny, but so dramatic, yeah, with life. In the cafe. So this is Mikhailovsky Park. This is bus stop. This is the 8th of March, where on the market there are lots of tulips for women. This is the boat stop for Fontanka River. This is my yard, and I just took my trash to go to the to throw it away, and it appeared that in my yard there is such a peculiar floor that just reflecting the my house and everything. Yeah. This I think it's okay. It's already time. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for showing your beautiful work and for giving your talk. It was very interesting indeed. And my only last question is when we can expect to see a book from you. Is there something you're thinking about? You have a lot of beautiful photographs.
Okay, Dmitry, thank you very much for invitation. I hope anyone can like the pics as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.